Yeah, really that we're not repeating plays. Things are really crisp. Personnels are going in and out. They know their assignments from A to Z, and we're not there yet, which is why it's good we got some time.
What are your goals and expectations for this season, and how, if at all, do they differ from the past 2 seasons?
Not anything different at all. We don't look at the season as a whole and at the end of the season at all. It's about preparing really well today, cleaning this thing up over the next 72 hours and playing really well in the first game. And then we'll worry about Monday, we'll worry about Sunday after that.
Can you talk a little bit about your relationship with Norm Chow?
Yeah, Coach Chow, when we first got here, myself and Sark was really, kind of mentor to us. Spent a lot of time with them, a lot of nights in Old Heritage, and obviously one of the greatest minds to ever coach college football. So, somehow we just continue to follow him around, and we've played him about 6 times now at 3 different places. So it'll be another one.
Can you use anything you learned from Norm Chow against him?
Well, I think that we do have an idea. If he's going to call the plays like it sounds like he is, we've been exposed to him a lot, but he's also been exposed to us too. So anytime you've played somebody, it works both ways.
Do you ever find yourself doing something and realizing that exact same way that Chow used to do it, or?
No.
No.
What are your impressions of Hawaii's corner that transferred from Tennessee and Blake?
Mike Edwards. Mike came to us in Tennessee, had a good high school career, made a mistake like a lot of young kids do, and we're glad to see him doing well, and I'm sure he'll play really well too.
With a situation like Will Andrews, with the scholarship having one and then not, is that a difficult thing to talk to him about, or how did you kind of break that?
It's not. Any time that we award a walk-on scholarship, it is always a 1-year situation, and so we always make sure that they're looking at it in a positive way. It's a lot better than paying for the whole year, and so they're never guaranteed longer than that, and there's all kinds of circumstances that change within that, not just their own performance or that obviously end up being deciding factors. So we don't look at it as it's ever taking one away. He was fortunate to have one for a year, and that's a fall, spring, summer. That's a lot of money off his parents.
Disappointed in a way though, because all the other schools who brought in the Penn State guys, they got an extra spot, and you guys didn't.
No, not worried about that. Out of our control, and whatever the NCAA allows us to do, we do.
What type of preseason has TJ had at McDonald's?
TJ McDonald's had a really good camp. I think he's really taken his game to another level. I think he's going to have an All-American type year and do a lot of good things for us on defense and special teams as well.
What are the expectations for a guy like Dion, who came on, started last year as a freshman, came on late?
Yeah, Dion would be in that group, just like Hayes, and just like Lamar, guys that started as freshmen for us, and now it's time to go to the next level. Go from being freshman All-Americans to being All-Americans, like a lot of the guys have done here in the past.
The player that's just stood out to you as having maybe the best camp.
The best camp. That's all right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Running out of time anyway. The
good
best
thought.
camp. Player with the best camp.
Shoot.
That's a tough question.
Best reporter
Let me come
questions?
back to it.
What's that like going from, they used to say you see the most growth from the freshman year to the sophomore year? What's that like?
Yeah, the off season really, that first spring when you get true freshmen, everybody wants them to be stars and their families expect them to be, and the kids do, and it rarely happens. I think if you study the country, you're probably going to find really maybe 5 impact true freshmen around the country that truly impact the game, truly impact their team. Not just in a role. Your Marquise Lees, your D'Anthony Thomases, your Sammy Watkins, those type of guys. There's only about 5 of them a year, but yet there's 35-star players every year. So most of the guys need that next spring, to really get comfortable and get used to the speed of the college game and the playbooks.